Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. On today's episode, I'm going to be getting the fans' reactions to how they're feeling ahead of the new Premier League season. Up the Villa. So my next guest is Danny from the Bedford Lions. Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm really good. Thanks for having me.
I know. It's great to have you on. Your Twitter channel is one of the best ones, I think, from Villa fans. It's always really positive. So, I think you're a fan favourite on there anyway. So it's great to have you on here. So, how are you feeling about the new season?
I'm feeling good. But I'm trying to be a bit more calm and a bit more reserved in comparison to last season.
Yeah.
I think last season we made so many signings. It was so exciting. And we went away to Leipzig and we beat Leipzig 3-1. And I was getting a little bit carried away. And I thought, I didn't have us down for a relegation battle, let's put it this way. This season, after the lockdown, and we had the last 4 games to go, we managed to drag 7 points out of 12. And I saw a team that had matured and has gelled, and all of our development players developing really well, and showing some real fight that I knew was there, because we'd had lots of bad decisions go against us as well, or just generally just running out of steam at the end of every game. So this season I think we're going to do better, and I did some predictions before we started making any signings, and I had us down for 51 points this season.
Okay, that's good.
I'm yet to review it, depending on who gets announced imminently. Yeah, which is very exciting.
I know. I just think we'll do better than last season. I think we'll. I think, like you say, I think we'll develop our players that we've already got. Will develop. And I think the new signings that come in will take us to that next level. And I'm hoping that we just have a real enjoyable season. It's fun to watch. It's exciting. You know, we don't have to check our phones after full time and think, where are we? We can just know we're mid-table, hopefully, and pushing on. So that's really cool. But I know you've been busy. And I know you're an avid runner. So talk to us about what you've set up on Twitter.
I am an avid amateur plodder. I've got no sort of world-beating times or anything, but I'm in my mid-30s now, so my metabolism's slowed down, so I have to move more. And I was taking the opportunity during lockdown just to try and get on top of my fitness, and then I noticed on Twitter that quite a lot of other people were doing it as well. And I thought, you know what, let's get Villa Running Club up and going. Let's encourage each other along. There's a lot of people on there for whatever reason. They want to improve the fitness, maybe they want to lose a bit of weight, want to improve their mental health, because running has so many benefits. And I thought, you know, let's get us all together and encourage one another to crack on with it. And it's in its very early stages. I think it's about just over a week old. We've got well over 200 members already.
That's brilliant.
People have joined us on Strava, and it just seems like a really positive thing to do. And I just hope that in the future we can go on and do some group events as soon as it's safe to do so, maybe like the Great Birmingham Run, or even try and persuade a few crazy people like me to do a Tough Mudder or something.
No, I think it's brilliant, and I just wanted to let you get this out there as well. So anyone that's watching, what is it on Twitter? What do we need to search for?
It's at Running Villa, or just hashtag Villa Running Club, and normally I can find the tweet and sort of promote it and like it. But no, it's really positive, seeing the mileage that people are stacking up, and even people just getting out and doing 2.5 miles because they've not run for a long time, and the reasonings, they've got bad knees and whatever. It's just nice to see.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant, and it just brings us all closer together, doesn't it? So anyway, thanks for coming on, Danny. It's been great chatting to you.
No problem, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you. Joined by Zach. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
first time on here.
Yeah, brilliant. So
I've been a bit shy, haven't I? So
it's really good to have you on board, Zach. So how are you feeling about going into the new season?
I'm quite confident, to be fair. I think if you'd have asked me before we signed Watkins, probably not so much so. But I think just having an out-and-out goal scorer in the team is just gives us a big chunk of what we need, especially going forward. Maybe takes a bit of pressure off Jack as well. And I mean, like, I know it was a friendly yesterday, but just, he's off the mark, isn't he? And I think it's massive for a striker to score their first goal. I mean, Wesley last season took him like 5 games, didn't it? But I think there's a lot of talk of fans wanting us to, 12th place, 10, 12, 13. I think if we're to secure that, we definitely need a couple more through the door. Definitely wingers as well. But like, we've been linked with players, haven't we? Like good players. So I'm confident and really excited.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't think I'd be so excited and confident to start the season.
I think you hit the nail on the head, really. That you mentioned Watkins hitting the ground running straight away, like you say, although it was a friendly. But to be fair, he's getting used to his surroundings, and nothing's going to change. Like, he can visualise scoring now. He can visualise playing at Villa Park. There's going to be no fans, so on that front, he just needs to carry on doing what he's doing. And it was just nice to see him in the right area yesterday.
Yeah,
a willing runner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I watched the goal, I was thinking to myself, last season that cross from Trez would have gone out for a throw-in on the other side.
Yeah,
it would have gone straight out for a throw-in,
or it'd have ended up on the north stand up a tier. Probably. So it's just good to get that one in. So, any areas where you feel like we still need to improve on, or?
I think wingers. I think that's something that, but we've got Rashica, haven't we? I think that's, and that Traore. I think get both of those in, and then I think just having competition for places is a massive thing as well. Last season it was just El Ghazi off, Trez on, or Trez off, El Ghazi on, and that was it. That was it for wingers, really. And it's, I think Trez with a bit of competition could be an amazing player.
Yeah, I think it's just like you say, challenging each other. And what I'm really impressed with our business that we're doing so far is that obviously as fans, we all have our opinions on who we think we should sign, but it seems like there's a plan and there's a vision to sign the right players and improve on the right areas, which is only going to make us go up another level. And I think this season, keep Jack, build the whole team around him. We've got a striker now who we should all be really excited about. Martinez looks like he's coming in as well. He's still hands in goal.
I do feel quite sorry for Heaton.
Yeah,
a little bit, because he's
here as well.
He had a really good game yesterday.
Yeah, so I think all in all, let's be really optimistic, really positive, and hopefully have a real good season. So where do you think we'll finish? What's your prediction?
I think current as we are at the minute, I think so. I'm not disappointed. I'm gonna go 14th.
Yeah.
And but I think if we get a couple more through the door, the signings that we've been linked with, we could go 12th.
Yeah.
Pushing for mid-table maybe.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I just don't want to be disappointed. So.
Brilliant, Zach. So it's been great to have you on. Thanks for coming on, mate.
All right, cheers, Luke.
See ya.
The Villa.
So I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the Villa Yam Yam, also known as Dave. How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad, mate. How's things?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. Transfer activities hotting up nicely now, so it's exciting time. So, this episode's all about how you feel about the new season starting on Monday. So how are you feeling about it all?
I think a week ago, I think I was like most Villa fans. I was very, very worried. You know, Matty Cash was the only person coming into the club, as it looked like, and it was a bit of panic in all decks. You know, I've got friends like Aaron, yourself, my mate Birdie, my old man who was a season ticket holder, all panicking, going, "Christ, Dave, where's all these signings coming from?" Like, I ain't got a clue. I ain't got. But all of a sudden, you know, we're linked with Rashi from Werder Bremen. We've got Toyore now agreed, and he's having his medical on Monday at Bodymore Heath. And there's the talk of Eddie from Celtic as well. It's exciting times, and the fact that we stuffed United with a good display over the weekend, I'm optimistic. I'm very, very optimistic now.
Yeah, I think it just shows that like we've done our like due diligence in the window, and we're addressing the areas that obviously Smith knows need addressing, and we know. Do you know what I mean? We've been crying out for wingers, striker, keeper. So those areas look like they're being addressed as well. So how do you see the season going? What vibe do you think we'll have?
I think after watching the United game, we look a lot fitter and a look sharper. You know, there was times where McGinn was tracking people down and then Louise was picking up the loose balls. I think Grealish's cross over to Trezor was just world class, and then Trezor's ball into Watkins. I tell you what, it's exciting because Watkins could be a little diamond in the rough here. He could be a little hidden gem that not many people have looked at and overlooked, really.
I agree with you, to be fair. I think the Watkins one for me is just like so exciting. It's like the ball went in and we got a striker in the right area.
Yeah.
And I think last year we didn't have that. And I think even watching Villa, you know, we looked a threat, didn't we? We looked like we got runners running through, and like you said, we looked fit. And that's one thing that I've always thought about watching Villa, that sometimes we just look off it a little bit. And
yeah, I agree with that. I think even if you go back as when I was a season ticket holder, when I started, when it was 200 quid in the North Stand with Martin O'Neill, I think you got to about 17 minutes and Villa looked like they were blowing out their arses. You know, it was just a case of you knew they were going to throw the game the last 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes. You knew it was going to happen. Happened underneath Di Matteo, happened underneath Big Ek. It happens with a lot of managers we've had come in. But they must have done something over the break, because Steer had a fantastic game yesterday, and I feel a bit sorry for him because with Mart's coming in, you know, my concern is with Mart's coming in, how fit is Heaton? You know, I've had a couple of whispers that he's not fully fit and he's not going to be fully fit. And for me, why are you giving Martinez the number one shirt if you've going to have your number one keeper back after 3 games? Something doesn't add up for me. And when people saying, "Oh yeah, well Martinez is coming in as number one," it was a bit like, well, why? Yeah. Why is he coming in as number one? And then someone said, "Oh, well, Heaton might be a, you know, whether this is gospel or not, I don't know, but this is again what I've got told, that Heaton's picked up another injury. He needs to go and have another up." Which then you put 2 together, get 5. It does seem to add up, you know. But for me, I was literally sitting in bed last night going through, right, we've got Mart's coming in as number 1. You have Steer as your number 2. You got Cashy coming in as your number 1. With a Gelbert is happy at the club, or Smith doesn't like him, he has to be your number 2, with Elmo as a number 3. For me, target is a young Ashley Cole. When he was at Arsenal, he's a left wing back. He's not a full back. He's great going forward, but he's inconsistent going back. I thought Neil Taylor had a good game, games off when he was asked for it during lockdown. I thought he was fantastic. Konza and Dougie again saved our season. Absolutely stepped up and saved our season. So again, for me, you've got to go Mings and Konza in the centre. Then it's anyone's game in the centre of midfield and then up front spots, really. I've got to feel sorry for Hurahan because, again, when he came on or he started, he made chances. He changed games. Again, look at that ball against Arsenal, which Ming flicked on for Trezor. It's people like that you need. It's going to be, I think it's going to be an interesting season. I think Gabby got it spot on TalkSport as well. I'm not expecting a top 8. I'm not expecting us a top 6 or anything. If we can get a 12th, 13th, 14th, I'll be more than happy with that. I said to the old man at the beginning of the last season, I would have taken 17th. Christ, not like that again. not like that again. Again, I was pacing the living room with my 2-year-old Tommy, running around like anything, suffering with a hangover, trying to watch that game. It was not good watching. It was not good watching. So I don't know, mate. It's gonna be a good one. I think we've got to be more optimistic than we are.
I'm with you. I think optimistic but chilled out, watching Villa, watching some exciting football is definitely just what I want to be seeing. So thanks for coming on, mate. It's been great chatting to you.
You too, pal. Speak to you later.
Up the Villa. Delighted to say we're joined with Justin. How are you?
All right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. So how are you feeling about the new season? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I'm very optimistic. I watched got the game on last night. As we speak, it's Sunday now, so I was watching it Saturday night after 10 o'clock. And although it's another friendly, I was impressed. It was a bit of a friendly pace first half, but second half, we looked good. We kept the ball well. Everybody looks like they're ready to go now. I know we've got this extra week, which hopefully will help. And obviously the signings are starting to flow now as well, which is going to be massive. It's suddenly gone. We've gone from nothing, like a desert, to like every 5 seconds something's happening.
Yeah.
As I say, as we speak, it's looking like the Martinez signing is happening, or will happen within the next 24 hours. The Rashika, or however you say it, deal looks like it's moving along as well, and this Traore deal as well looks like it's suddenly come out of nowhere. So yeah, everything's really starting to come into place now, and we can only really be excited for the season. Last season, I think perhaps fans or Villa fans maybe overly got a bit carried away a little bit, thinking we're just going to come up, and I think reality hit quite quickly. And it did become quite a tough season. I think this season, from what I'm reading online, a lot of Villa fans have probably been a bit more cautious, and maybe it'll go the other way. The cautiousness of us all, we might actually end up being a lot better than we think. It's obviously going to help that we've got a good base of a team that's played there all season. We're only adding, by the look of it, 3 or 4 players in instead of 10 or 12. So it should be a lot easier to sort of to get into the season. From what I saw last night, McGinn, Louise looked great. Konsa and Mings looked great. I think Konsa just impresses me every time I see him. He's so calm. He looks like he's bulked up a bit as well in pre-season. He looks a lot stronger, quick. So the key parts of our team, I remember Graham Taylor once saying you need these little combinations, like say 2 centre-half, your 2 centre midfielders, your right back and your right winger, your left back, your left winger. You need them all to have a rapport. And obviously, because they've played together for 12 months, that's what they've got now. They've got this rapport. So it's only going to really put us in good stead for the new season. I think Jack probably needs to decide now where he's going to fit in the team. I'm not saying he decides everything. Obviously, the manager has a lot of input, but is he going to be a part of the front three, or is he going to be the 8 or the 10? By the look of it, by the 2 signings, most recent ones, the Rashika and the Traore one, it's looking like Jack probably is going to fit into the 10 role, I think, in the 3 in the middle, at least to start with, I would imagine. So that's got to be sorted. But wherever he plays, when he was just tremendous yesterday. I always think with Jack that I've been giving up so much with my claret and blue specs on that he's just this unbelievable world-class star. And I think, God, is it just me being a Villa fan? But am I over the top? Then I watch him play and I just think, no, he's great. He's such a great footballer.
He's just a joy to watch. There's no other way of putting it.
Yeah, that is 100%. That's it. He just, as I say, it's thinking of Jack and what he's brought to our team and how good he is. You do sometimes think, is it because I'm a Villa fan? Are other people seeing it differently to me? But you can't see anything other way. He's just a superstar. And he's, little rumours today that he has signed a new contract. So out of all the deals we're going to do this summer, that is going to be the number one deal we can do. He's nailing down to another new contract. I think, obviously, the way that the board and the owners are attacking the transfer window, they've obviously, one of the main reasons is to keep him. We've got to keep him going, so we've got to keep progressing to keep him happy. I know we're not a one-man team, although he's the most important player. you know, to do anything over the next 2-3 years, Jack has got to be integral to the side. And you know, I'm looking forward to the season. I think I've watched a lot of the games over the weekend. There's not a lot really that worry me really. Liverpool were off the pace. Arsenal look half decent. Everton looked okay today. The rest of them, I think we can beat anybody on our day, and that's where we are now. And that's a great thing for us to be. We're now a Premier League side. Hopefully, another season in the Premier League will only make us a better team. Smith's learning all the time and improving. The added coaching side as well with Shakespeare, backroom team, the board, the owners, the youth teams being invested in heavily. You know, could we have asked for any more? I don't think we could really. I think it's great. It's really great. It's something we've waited, and you know, for most of us 10 years of decline to have these last couple of years. Although last season was a little bit of a struggle, it was in the right league to have a struggle in, and we've stayed up. So you know, we're going in the right direction now. So things can only get better for me.
Definitely, I'm with you. We'll end it on that one then. Up the Villa, Justin.
Up the Villa.
Let's do it. So here we have Ryan sporting a new haircut. How is it? Any good?
Yeah, you've got to have a new trim for the start of the season, haven't you? So, yeah, same, mate.
So I sorted Ryan out for a nice little pre-football haircut. So yeah, how are you feeling about the new season then? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm excited, mate. Excited as we can be without actually going to the game. But yeah, I think there's a good feel good factor amongst the fan base. I think could be an exciting season. I'm looking for a more calmer season. We sort of want to avoid getting dragged into what we did last season. Don't really need that drama in my life again. So yeah, looking for like a progressive build. And if I think back, probably like O'Neill's first season, I think you sort of grasped like a sense of anticipation that season. You could feel it building and bubbling away nicely. And we had a solid season that year. I think we come 11th. So with the podcast we did last week, I think we're all feeling the upper reaches of the bottom half. I think we're all going 12th, 13th. So I think that's achievable this season. I'm sort of looking forward to growth of our team as well. We've like Grealish and McGinn, Louise, Mings. It's sort of got it's like a heart shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of getting the right players around that heart. I think Watkins is a great signing. Looking forward to seeing if him and Jack can hit it off, because I must admit I didn't know much about Watkins. Started doing a bit of research on him. His goals, they're evenly spread around his right foot, his left foot, his head, and he is just a fox in the box, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think if we can play to his strengths, get the ball into him, he's just going to carry on what he's been doing at Brentford. I don't think this move, being a record signing and playing in the Premier League, is going to phase him as long as we feed him correctly. So I'm looking forward to them sort of hitting it off. I think Konza and Mings partnership as well. I think that can grow this season. I think we've Mings being left footed, Konza right. It just gives us great balance. And I think balance is, for me, it's like the most important fundamental piece. If you get the balance right, like we did at the end of last season, everything else sort of builds around it. So yeah, looking forward to it, right?
Yeah, I think on previous podcasts we know you're the man behind the foundations, building foundations and stuff like that. So you're right in what you're saying. Like we've got a foundation now of core players that we feel are Premier League quality players, and it's about strengthening in the right areas and knowing where we need to improve on. And like I've said in previous callers today, like the targets that we're looking at are going to improve our team, and we look like we've addressed and gone for firepower this time. Yeah. I think that is going to be key to us finishing where we want to finish. I don't want us to finish 12th. I don't want us to finish 14th. I want us to finish as high up as we can. But I think to be realistic, I think if we aim for 12th and around there, if we push on past that, it's going to be a great season.
Yeah.
So how do you feel Watkins is going to do then? Do you feel like he's going to give us what we need?
I think so. Just like I just said then, we've just got to feed him correctly. And I think with there's talk of Rashika, isn't there, and Toyora. So, like you say, with the attacking firepower now, we just got to get that ball into him, and I think he can do the business. I don't think it's a case for him. He's keeping the striker's seat warm until Wesley gets back. I think he's there to be our number one striker, and it's up to Wesley to dislodge him. I don't think he's going to move along to the right wing. I think Watkins is there to be the main man. Yeah.
I think it's just really exciting. So thanks for coming on, mate. It's been great chatting to you again.
Brilliant. Nice one, Luke.
Speak to you soon.
See you.